since the time the sun was born. Knowledge lost, and knowledge still used, and knowledge to be rediscovered. It was from this Saturn knowledge store that the UMO intelligences learned of humankind's achievements and failures. They learned, too, of the state of development of the plant and animal life and all details of Earth and the other planets. They continued their journey past Saturn, its bright rings shining a dark space blue in the Titan sky. The cosmic voyage continued to Mars. A close look at Mars revealed snow at the base of its mountains of Mitchell. On Mars, with its thin atmosphere and low water vapor content, the snow behaves differently than on mountain peaks on Earth. Leaving Mars, they passed scarcely 100 miles from Phobos, one of its two moons. 4,000 miles above the red storm-swept planet, Phobos is a dark clump, only 16 miles in length. The final checkpoint of the cosmic voyage brought a strange and beautiful sight. Their project destination, Earth, was eclipsing its own sun, and they passed over the Earth's moon just beneath. They had come nearly 90 trillion miles, 14.6 light years. Elapsed Earth time, just about 7 months. Came now the moment to synchronize the UMO UFO's space travel time with the time of the expedition's target, Earth. By telepathic means, the UMO alien intelligences claim to have notified some 20 selected Earth people of various responsible backgrounds to expect the UMO UFO. These people lived in Spain. The British Flying Saucer Review headlined an attempt by the Spanish Air Force to intercept the UMO UFO. An Andorra radio station employee also noticed the UFO as it neared its destination in the Pyrenees Mountains between France and Spain. The UMO spacecraft, after its cosmic voyage, became visible over the Pyrenees Mountains, and the IH superimposed marking, unlike any alphabetical symbol on Earth, was photographed. The first pictures taken were from the ground near the outskirts of Madrid on February 6, 1966, and again on the 10th of June, 1967. They are known as the San Jose de Valderas photographs, which were published nationally in Spain after thorough investigation by the national magazine Horizonte. During the years since 1966, much of the UMO information has been investigated by competent people of England, France, and Spain. And to this date, such evidence as these UFO photographs appears to be factual. Dr. Claude Poer, Director of Scientific Programs in the French Center for Spatial Studies, stated publicly that a 2-year investigation resulted in staggering confirmation of statements made by the non-earthly intelligences. The French Minister of Defense, Jean-Claude Boré, in a nationwide radio broadcast, confirmed that the national police in France had a great number of statements on file from reliable witnesses who had reported over the last few years UFO appearances. He said he believed the reports tell of scientifically interesting events and that the top scientists of France were making a continuing study of reported UFO sightings. From those files comes this photograph of a UFO taken at night as it was tracked across France. This is known as the Valençol UFO. The device is emitting brilliantly colored radiation and seems solid. If so, it is obviously capable of defying gravity. The French defense minister says that this type of appearance is being studied seriously by French science. Not so in the United States, where even the anti-gravity capability of the UFO is being ignored by official science. As they said in Spain, the alien intelligences of the UFO may originate from a planet called UMO, 16 light years from Earth, and they may not have. If we are to understand the origin of the UFO, we must be ready to vision another dimension which penetrates our earthly reality. It is a higher energy dimension from which the UFO can materialize to our vision, our cameras, and our scientific instrumentation. It is back into this higher energy dimension that the UFO returns to report to those who sent it out. The crew of the UFO is an especially designed robot humanoid which was produced to do its job in both dimensions. Target Earth is a long-time intelligence and sample gathering project of the aliens of the UFO. The incredible energy manipulation which enables UFOs to move between dimensions seems to occur underwater. The Puerto Rican Deep, which extends 30,000 feet under the sea, is one such area. Seawater covers 2/3 of the surface of the Earth, and in that water lives one of the Earth's most intelligent and environmentally adjusted creatures, the dolphin. The dolphin's brain is substantially more complex and in some ways superior to the brain of man. The dolphin's telepathic ability is highly developed, and with it he excels at communication with other dolphins. Today, the Canadian-edited UFO report and other such publications are the only other mediums which have carried stories which have filled the Venezuelan newspapers and tell of UFOs which emerge from under the sea off Puerto Rico and continue to the U.S., South America, and Europe. Undersea disturbances of a major nature have occurred in this area for many years. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's NOAA satellite had communications blacked out many times as it passed over the area, some 800 miles up in its orbit, reported Dr. Wayne Messigian of Longwood College in Farmville, Virginia. In 1945, the U.S. Navy lost 5 torpedo bombers and a large 4-motored flying boat searching for the lost Navy pilots. Commercial and private airplane pilots have seen their aircraft under this strange influence lose instrumentation and electrical control. Airlines issue denials and pilots are afraid to talk in